So this young girl met this young man on Facebook and they began interacting. It's not clear how long they've been interacting, but somewhere along the line, he invited her over to his apartment. She was at a naming ceremony when she got a phone call and it was from him, apparently. And in that moment, she dropped her food and went to pay her Facebook crush, her Facebook Prince Charming, a visit. And that was the last time anyone saw her. Alive, at least, or in one piece, at least. Lawal Afsor Yetunde was a final year student of Kwara State College of Education, while Abdul Rahman Mohab Balo was a notable cleric. And according to his Facebook page, he seems to be the ideal man of the average young girl. His Facebook is so clean. When you visit his Facebook, you can understand why any girl would fall for him. He mostly be posting with the alphas, with the high-ranking men in the Muslim community, always mostly posting religious stuff, appearing to be very friendly, very safe. His pictures, sharp and clean. This man is a walking green flag. He has pictures with multiple girls and it seems as though he is the friendly type. And I can imagine a young girl like Yetunde being able to chat with him would most definitely fall for him, not knowing she was falling for the devil. So according to the story, on Monday the 10th of February 2025, Yetunde was at the naming ceremony. Our family knew about it and people who knew her knew that was where she was. They said that while she was there, she was eating and then she got a phone call from somebody and instantly she left the naming ceremony. And that was the last time anyone saw her alive. When she didn't return home and wasn't picking her calls or the call wasn't going through, her family became worried. They instantly went to the police station at Oja Oba in Ilorin, Kwara State, where all this took place. And the police got to work instantly. They requested for her phone number and used it to trace her last phone call. The phone call was traced to a neighborhood and was traced to this young man, Abdul Rahman Balo. Now, put in mind that these are just Facebook friends. Facebook crush. Girl means handsome man on Facebook. So her family don't know about him. It's not a relationship. This would most likely be the first time they would be meeting in person because nobody from her side knew of him. So when they traced the call to him, he was picked up and arrested for questioning at first, but he denied knowing her. He said he does not know her. Eventually, they were like, okay, since you don't know her or this was a wrong number situation, let's search your apartment. And that was when he claimed, because he knew what they would see in his house, he then claimed that yes, Yetunde came to pay him a visit, but she had an asthma attack and eventually died. And they were like, okay, we're still going to search your apartment regardless. And they did. The entire video is somewhat graphic, so this is a safe cut. You can check our Telegram for the raw version. The police went straight into his kitchen. Apparently, he lives in a self-contained of some sort, and there was one bedroom that also second to be a sitting room, a living room, and then there was another room inside that happens to be the kitchen, some sort, where there is a big table there, and on that table, you could tell that somebody had been butchered. Which is ironic because the blood stains were still there. So which means this is not long. This is not long after he had killed Yetunde. Yetunde's dismembered body was found in a bucket, soaked in some kind of liquid. There were blood splattered around the kitchen and around the table, and there was a whole place that had the equipment with which he had used to kill her and dismember her. This is a big shock because people don't understand it. They said he's the prominent son of a notable cleric that recently passed as at last year. So they are surprised and people are confused. People in the Muslim community in this neighborhood are shocked at this incident as to what was his motive. Is this a case of money ritual or is this a case of cannibalism? Because this was done in the kitchen. His claim, however, is that she died and that he panicked and that he wanted to get rid of her and the best way he thought was to dismember her, We've heard this narrative multiple times. You guys know we've even done a short film about it. People do this a lot. We've seen it one too many times. Somebody dies in your house, and your next go to is to dismember them piece by piece. It's one thing to drop their body on the road in one whole piece, but to go as far as dismembering them shows that you are also capable of killing them. And that is why I don't believe she died of an asthma attack. I would like her family to speak on it. Does she have any asthma condition? And if she did and she was having asthmatic attack, shouldn't you run out for help? I feel like more people would have known and you would have reached out to people to come help you rescue this girl that came to visit you. But you did not do that. So assuming she actually did die from asthmatic attack, it means you stood there and watched her die, then proceeded to butcher her in your kitchen. And I don't buy that story. I believe there is more to it. He seems to, although it's just mostly her there, if they had seen other bodies that did not, maybe they would have to check, say, for what it's worth. I'm not want to speak too early. Maybe there are other people he had done this with and he had gotten away with it, because clearly his strategy is to go online and look for random girls that can fall for his charms and good looks and that can easily fall for this death trap that may not be traced to him. But right now, Yetunde Lawal is the story that we are getting. He has been arrested and paraded with some of the things that were found in his possession that may be incriminating, including the bucket containing dismembered body of the young final year student. I wish more people would watch our channel. More girls at least, because this is not going to stop. This is pretty much the third one this year and we've only begun the year. And this is just the ones that have been caught. Talking of the ones who are apparently getting away with it. Because I can assure you, more of this is happening. It's just not making to the news. And some people are getting away with it. Put that in mind. Don't just think, oh, it's just three now. Just three people that they've got. There's so much more happening out there. And young women just have to be careful. Not all that glitters with white teeth and a cute Facebook profile is gold. Clearly, there is more to this story, and hopefully we get an update as to his motive, because right now we don't know his motive, and let's just hope that it's something that would maybe make sense, because I don't think it would. Some people have the speculation that a lot of the big men and alphas and the clerics that he works with or that he's familiar with, that is in his circle, because he seems to have access to these events and these people. I would love to hear them speak. Maybe he's just doing this for cover up. Maybe this is the equivalent to the men who go to church and do these things. It's pretty much what it is. Because if this is something he's into, then this is not the first time he's doing it. Unless there is somebody above him, somebody in high position who may have sent him. And all these things are not far-fetched. All these things are very, very possible. Because many people are already speculating that it's either his father, who they say is past, or his uncle, is putting him through this. Is making him do these things for them. Because there got to be a motive. Was it for money rituals? Is it to sell her internal organ? Is it organ trafficking? Or is it cannibalism? And is he doing it for himself? Or is he doing it for somebody? We would have to wait for the updates. We would have to wait. If for some weird reason, hear me out, he was dating the lady, if for some weird reason they were in a relationship that people knew that, it's a full-blown relationship, yes, it would come off as something, a big fight, and then he went on to do what he did. And that can be, but this is a random girl he met on Facebook. A random girl, presumably. But that's what we're hearing now, Sha. Like we said, the story might change and an update might come up, and maybe then we would know what their relationship actually is. I don't think the family of this girl knows him, but we would have to wait and hear as more of these events develop, because we still need to know what this is about. But let me know your thoughts.